If each one of us had really understood that money, or currency, whatever it may be, is a simple value of exchange and not a real value, maybe humanity would have been different. Dubric. Dubric, something about corruption. Corruption will not be eradicated with new paradigms. That is another trick of that secret enemy that all of us carry inside, or through the rigid character of this norm. The ego, my dear friends, which is the delinquent that we all carry inside, manages to invent ways and take control of what is prohibited. It is enough to remember what happened to Adam. Those germs of the embezzlement exist in all of us, on a larger or smaller scale. What we must do is be honest with ourselves. This does not mean putting a gag on those demons or satans of robbery or embezzlement, no. Pay careful attention, this is the mistake made, and when all those gag tigers break free, they make the one feeling guilty, for being allegedly decent, a delinquent. We must eliminate all feelings or psychological reactions coming to us at any moment of our lives, begging inside to our divine part even though there are others around us, to take that weird nature away from us and eliminate it right away. This is the only way to start finding balance, ethics, and morality. Corruption will not be eradicated by changing officers, because the germ of evil is in all the human beings. Nobody will eradicate corruption making them repeat "I won't be a corrupt anymore, I won't do it anymore," or forcing them to sign a document where they commit themselves to not performing acts against moral codes and good behavior, or the embezzlement of goods and services. Many complain about corruption and think that it only exists on the government side. They do not want to accept that we all, no exception, live in a society of accomplices. Why do I say this? Because nobody wants to collaborate, nobody wants to make an effort to change inside him or herself. They think the best of themselves, they feel they are gifted and the others around them are the corrupted ones. They do not want to accept that individual corruption is what has caused erosion everywhere in all conglomerates, including the religious ones, which are supposed to be decent and clean. They complain about corruption, but they think it is right to give money to a civil servant to get a clandestine connection to receive water or electricity. They think it is okay to buy stolen objects so they can save a few cents. It is acceptable for them to steal other people's belongings and take them home, keeping the extra change they got by mistake when buying something at the supermarket. To them, it is fine to get benefits from smuggling, even though it brings serious consequences to the country economy. Anyone who does not give a purchase receipt in their businesses is also corrupt, because he/she is keeping something that does not belong to him/her, such as VAT. So, dear friends, the germ of corruption is very subtle. It is a sickening worm that moves inside our psyche, always justifying itself. And what can we say about those employees that steal everything from private and public hospitals, taking medicines, equipment, and sheets away, causing a great damage to the institution and the community? And those executives that use the resources of a company or the state for their personal whims? What about the negligence and professional omission? You are a businessman. How many atoms of honesty are you placing on your products? Is the quality you offer real? Do you discount insurance from your workers and employees' pays and paying the government for it? Have you checked the relation between cost and quality? Or are you taking advantage of others? All this has to do with ethics and morality, and not doing it is corruption. Have you thought of what you are trying to get when you offer a tip to a certain employee for a public or private service? What is it when you say "help me and I'll give you money for the drinks"? Have you realized that the check you got from certain supplier in your personal account is the result of a silent stab to a company or a friend? How much does it cost to place a signal on a certain document for an accomplice employee to give it higher priority? What is the meaning of that phone call that you have made to support such and such guy or girlfriend? What are the profits you will receive for this? Or, what are you paying with this service? We could continue mentioning events forever, but have we reflected on what is the secret spring that moves all these events of corruption? Have not you realized that lie, deception, fraud, greed, betrayal, and robbery are associated to these corruption crimes? Dubric, Management and Business. The fifth management style of leadership and management of free initiative, delivered by the Venezuelan businessman Dubric, has created a new way to structure management education for the 21st century XXI. This pragmatic writer says, all existing crises on the planet, whether as callers, political, economic, religious, social, family, etc., and even natural, rooted in the psyche of man. This is verifiably. You may deeply learn and broaden this analysis in the works of the Venezuelan businessman Dubric.